Duck, duck, goose.
I used to play that when I was a kid, too. That's a good one, duck, duck, goose. What else do you like to play?
Is it over? I think he's trying to say tag.
Oh, tag. I used to play that, too. And you know what? I lived out in the country when I was a little girl, and we played.
Horsey.
Thank you. And what was that? Horsey. Oh.
And board games. Board games.
Board games. Well, today we're going to learn, we're going to learn a game that they played 2,300 years ago. And when I was a little girl, we lived in the country, and I used to play alley, alley over. You know what that is? Well, we lived in 2-story houses in the country. And so somebody would go on that side of the house, and we'd be on this side. We'd throw a ball alley, alley over and see if we could get it over the house. And then we played London Bridge. You ever played that? And hide and seek. Oh, yeah, lots of neat games. Well, later on today, we're going to learn a game that they played over 2,300 years ago, okay? Now, this took place a long, long time ago. Come on, my great-granddaughters, come on up here. These are my 3 great-granddaughters. They used to be little kids, too, like you. Okay? Go ahead and sit down. Did you bring your Bibles up, girls? Okay. Well, this happened a long, long time ago. You know, the Jewish people, God had told Moses how to make the sanctuary years and years ago. And everyone loved the sanctuary. And there was a time when, in fact, Moses wrote the first 5 books of the Bible. You know what they are? Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy. But then one day the Greeks came and they said, "You are not going to go to your sanctuary anymore. And you're not going to read your Torah anymore." That's a Bible that they called in those days. And so, okay. And so every time the Greeks would come by, the kids would put their Bibles behind them real quick. It wasn't Bibles like that. It was like a scroll. And they would play a game. And what was the game called?
The dreidel game.
The dreidel game. Yeah, and you're going to each get a dreidel and the information of how to do it today. And then, guess what the Greeks did next? They said, "You are not going to be making those sacrifices anymore to God. We're going to put a pig. We're going to put a pig right in that sanctuary, and we're going to have someone eat it." And he said, "No, I'm not going to eat it. I'm not going to eat it." "Can't you just pretend you're going to eat it?" "No, I'm not going to do that either." How would you like it if somebody came into the church and they said, "We're going to take all the good food away that you're going to have for lunch, and we're going to put a pig there"? Would you want to eat it? No, we wouldn't eat it, would we? Well, that's what happened. But you know what? There was a man that had 5 boys. They had 5 boys. And so he said, "We are going to fight, and we're going to get our sanctuary back, and we're not going to have that pig in there." Now, a long time ago, this is what the menorah looked like, only it was about this big probably. And it wasn't really candles. It was made with oil. And so Bruce is going to take that off now. Take this off, the candles off, and he's going to put them in this other. This is a Hanukkah menorah. And I'll tell you what happened. They got the sanctuary back, and they were so glad. You might have to put, yeah, he's going to help you with it. Thank you. So anyway, they were so glad to get it back. Now, when they had the real one, this was made out of 1 piece of solid gold, and it was hammered. I don't know how they did it. One time when I had my ministry in Oregon, I had 7 Seventh-day Adventist pastors come on Sabbath afternoon, and we had a good time. I was picking their brain, and they were picking mine. And I said, "Do you know how they did it?" And they said, "No." They had asked someone, could it ever be done? And they said, no, not nowadays. I don't know how they did it then, but they did because God had appointed 2 men who had learned how to do things like that. And so they had. So put that in the middle of the table. Okay. You see this little one here? You know who gave this to me? I'll be married 63 years in just a few days. And they gave me a party when I was married 40 years. And I think it was Esther. Are you here? Esther's the one that gave this to me 40 years ago. And it's a one that they use at Hanukkah time. Beautiful. And it took 8 days to make the oil. And they only